Blackstone Audio presents The Patience Stone, Syngue Sabour, by Atiq Rahimi, translated by Polly MacLean, with an introduction by Khaled Hosseini. This tale, written in memory of N.A., an Afghan poet savagely murdered by her husband, is dedicated to M.D. From the body, by the body, with the body, since the body, and until the body. Antonin Artaud. Introduction by Khaled Hosseini. It is a vexing fact that women are the most beleaguered members of Afghan society. Long before the arrival of the Taliban, Afghan women struggled for basic rights. Outside of a few urban pockets, the ironclad rule of patriarchal tribal law has long denied women their right to work, education, adequate health care, and personal independence. All of this made infinitely worse by 3 decades of war, displacement, and anarchy. Though there have been some improvements in recent years, far too many women continue to languish under the unquestioned, absolute domination of tribal customs that deprive them of meaningful participation in societal life. For far too long, Afghan women have been faceless and voiceless. Until now. With The Patience Stone, Atiq Rahimi gives face and voice to one unforgettable woman, and, one could argue, offers her as a proxy for the grievances of millions. The plot could not be simpler. The entire story unfolds in one room, where an unnamed woman nurses her badly injured husband, who lies motionless, wordless, and helpless. As warring factions plunder and pillage on the streets, the woman feeds her husband through a tube. She lubricates his eyes and changes him, and she speaks to him. Tentatively at first, until, gradually, the dam ruptures, letting loose a flood of startling confessions. With increasing boldness, the woman reveals how she has resented her husband, her disappointments in him, her fiercely guarded secrets, her desires and hopes, the pains and sorrows she has suffered at his hands. As her husband lies before her like a stone, indeed, like the legendary titular stone, which absorbs the anguish of all who confess to it, the woman suddenly finds herself free from all restraint, and her monologues reach a fevered pitch. What pours out of her is not only a brave and shocking confession, but a savage indictment of war, the brutality of men, and the religious, marital, and cultural norms that continually assault Afghan women, leaving them with no recourse but to absorb without complaint, like a patient stone. It is to Atiq Rahimi's credit that his heroine is no saint suffering quietly in Purdah, nor is she much of a heroine. As the woman's one-way discourse with her presumably unconscious husband goes on, the layers are peeled back, revelations come forth, and what emerges is the portrait of a complex and nuanced human being. Rahimi's heroine is brave, resilient, a devout mother, but she is also flawed in fundamentally human ways. A woman capable of lying, manipulating, of being spiteful. A creature that pushed hard enough bears her teeth, and her body. Here, Rahimi has broached a great Afghan taboo, the notion of a woman as a sexual being. A pair of passages in this novel may very well generate protest from the more conservative sectors of the Afghan community, but Rahimi is to be applauded for not shying away from the subject. He is to be commended for not turning his heroine into the archetype of the saintly, asexual maternal figure. Perhaps writing this novel in French and not in Dari made it easier for him. He has been quoted as saying, "A kind of involuntary self-censorship has come into play when I've written in Persian. My acquired language, the one I have chosen, gives me a kind of freedom to express myself, away from this self-censorship and an unconscious shame that dwells in us from childhood." Whatever the reason, the reader benefits from his unflinching approach. It is also a testament to Rahimi's considerable literary skills how vividly the war on the streets is depicted, even though the entire tale unfolds within the confines of a single bedroom. The spectre of the unnamed conflict, fought between never-named factions, is the third character in the room. Rahimi chooses to not take us to the streets. Instead,